So how do you stop an addiction? A lot of people find themselves stuck in addiction, and every time they try to quit whatever they're addicted to, they can't because they made it such a habit of doing that addiction that they can't just stop the momentum of that habit because that habit is so strong within your brain. Is that habit is such a strong habit in your brain that it's not easy just to stop it. It's like, so imagine a car that was going 100 miles per hour and then you just try to stop it by force. That's basically what happens when you try to quit an addiction. So it's like trying to stop a car that's going 100 miles per hour, but you can't. The thing is though, when you're trying to stop an addiction, you can't just stop this car. The car it has momentum and it has to keep going. And so what you need to do is you need to direct you need to choose a different path, a different road to take this car down. So you need to find a new path for this car, and instead of trying to just slam the brakes, because that's what a lot of people try to do and it doesn't work. And a lot of times they end up crashing, and they end up making it worse, and they still go down that same path. So in order to really fix your addiction, you need to change the path of the addiction. So what do I mean by change the path of an addiction? Basically what I mean is, imagine, so change the path of addiction, right? So what addiction is, there's a trigger and then there's the habit of addiction. So let's say, for example, caffeine addiction, right? A lot of people, they start drinking coffee because they want an energy boost. They want an upper, and they just want something to get through the day so they don't feel tired all the time, right? So every time someone feels tired, they drink a cup of coffee to feel energy, and they get in the habit of getting to that tired feeling, and then drinking coffee every time they feel tired. So every time they feel tired, which is the trigger, they do the habit, which is the coffee. And a lot of times people do this so much, they do this habit so much, their brain gets a chemical addiction to caffeine. You can go through with caffeine withdrawal if you try to stop. So every time people feel tired, they try to escape it with caffeine. With addictions, it's like you're going 100 miles per hour in a car down a path or down a road. You can't just slam the brakes on that car because that car has so much momentum. That person has been drinking caffeine every single day for years. They have such a strong neural pathway where every time they feel tired, they need to drink caffeine, and they'll feel like they can't even get through their day without caffeine. And to learn how to stop any addiction is ultimately figure out why you're addicted and try to solve that problem without the addiction. Because if okay, so let's say every day you feel really drained and you don't have a lot of energy and you just feel really tired, and you rely on caffeine to give you energy. What you really need to do is actually figure out why is your energy being drained, instead of giving yourself an addiction that's just gonna make it worse, make your problems worse. So you need to figure out, okay, why am I doing this addiction? Why did I start? And then once you figure out the why, try to instead of trying to stop that addiction right then and there, because a lot of people, once they realize that they're addicted, so a lot of people, once they realize their addiction, they try to stop right away. They try to stop instantly, and it's like trying to put the brakes on a car that's going 100 miles per hour. You cannot do that. So what you need to do, is figure out, why am I doing this addiction? That's all you have to do. And then once you know the why, then you can solve the problem, and then you wouldn't need that addiction. So let's say the reason why you're taking a lot of caffeine is because, like I said, your energy is low throughout the day and you just feel really tired and you need the caffeine. If you can figure out why your energy levels are so low and fix that, maybe it's your sleep or your family or your friends, or it could be a certain food that you're eating that's draining your energy. You would need to figure that out. Why are my energy levels so low? And once you solve that issue, you wouldn't need the caffeine anymore, because now you have appropriate energy levels throughout the day and there's no use for caffeine. So yeah, basically, once you recognize that you have an addiction, figure out why you're addicted, figure out the root of the addiction, and then solve it and then stop the addiction. Because a lot of people, they try to stop the addiction and before they try to solve the problem. And you can't just stop it like a car that's going 100 miles per hour. It typically crashes on you. So yeah, you do not want to stop an addiction. You want to figure out why you're addicted, solve that problem, and the addiction will just disappear. Most of the time you wouldn't even have to fight yourself because you don't need it anymore. But yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you find it interesting, or if you have any opinions on anything I said today, then let me know in the comments. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you on the next one.